Do you see the similarities between him and the way Avery Bradley defends for you guys?
Not really. I think he's a hell of a defender, but they do it differently. I think, he's so big. He's just bigger. But Avery is more of the ball pressure all the way up the floor. That's different. So, but he's a great defender in his own right.
Talk about the importance of having one guy on your roster who kind of has that kind of DNA in him to be that type of.
Well, it's nice. I mean, you would like one at each position. Not all five, meaning a small and then a big that can guard. And the small, you would love to be able to guard 1, 2s, and 3s. I mean, I guess we're talking about LeBron, basically. But that's you would love to have the one big that you felt like is a shutdown big, and one guard that's a shutdown guard on your teams. That's always nice.
Doc, what do you remember talking about Iman about the ACL injury, the rehab process, and what do you learn or what do you become better at once you come back from that?
Well, I went through it with the Knicks, and I think I was one of the first guys to actually have a chance of getting back. Our goal was 8 months, which at that time was unheard of, and we proved that you could do that. You find out a lot about yourself. I think you grow up. I mean, it's not an injury you want, and hopefully at that point in my career I had grown up. I was in the 30s when I injured mine. But it's one of those injuries that requires you to, if you're not a worker, then you will not come back from that injury. But if you are, I think we've found that you can come back just as good and maybe even better, mentally tougher, stronger, and just as athletic now. And I think that's what you'll see with Iman.
Speaking of workers, Doc, what did you want your team to think about over the last 48 hours?
Winning. Nothing more than that. Nothing deeper. Or just playing better basketball, being more of a consistent basketball team.
Doc, you said there might be changes. Are there any lineup changes or rotation changes?
No, not right now.
When do you think you might?
Well, let's hope we don't. So if you start playing better, then you don't have to do that. Obviously, if you don't, then we have to do something at some point. But again, I think we have what we need in the locker room. I'm just not getting out of them, and I have to figure out a better way of doing it.
Doc, there's a potential that Carmelo will be facing off with Brandon Bass quite a bit tonight. How do you think that Brandon is equipped to defend him?
I don't think anyone's equipped to defend. I mean, he's a good player. That's why he's Carmelo. But what you have to do is make him work. You can't give him easy baskets. You have to make every single bucket he scores a physical basket, and with hopes that he gets in foul trouble or frustrated. But if you get Carmelo comfortable, you're in for a long night.
Is that what you guys did the last time you played him in New York? You made it uncomfortable as much as possible?
As much as you can. I mean, he always, for the most part, he's going to have the size advantage on you. All we said was no shot without someone touching. So when he shot the ball, you had to be literally touching him. And if he makes those shots, just congratulate him. And you tell your guys he is going to make some of those shots. So and don't overreact, to a great Carmelo game. You can still win a game with him being great.
Is Brandon one of the rare power forwards that maybe